What's up, Mortgage Coach community? I am sitting down with Drake Bloebaum. What's up, Drake?
Hey, good morning.
Good morning to you. So, guys, in my new role as Chief Innovation Officer at Mortgage Coach and Sales Boomerang, I'm running a newsroom. So, what's happening in Mortgage Coach and Sales Boomerang land, where lenders are getting ROI, lenders are closing more loans, and then how do we? I'm going to record a piece of content here, and then we're going to hand it off to our innovation lab. And we're going to turn it into training content to help loan officers deliver better advice to consumers, to help consumers build wealth with real estate. So Drake, you sent me an email yesterday. Why don't you just tell the story and why you shared that email with me?
Yeah, so this was a Sales Boomerang alert for a mortgage inquiry. So in other words, a client that I had done business with in the past had got a mortgage inquiry with another lender. So I picked up the phone immediately. I had done their purchase loan, a number of years ago, maybe 2017. And then they had refinanced with someone else during the, low rate period of 2020, 2021. And I was like, well, I'm going to try and get them back. Here's my chance, right? So I got the mortgage inquiry. I called them and said, hey, just, saw that you were kind of interested in mortgages. What can I do to help? We've got some special programs. These happen to be physicians. And so kind of used that as my foot in the door. And they said, yeah, well, we're looking at doing a cash out refinance because we want to get some money out of our house to potentially go buy some more properties before the end of the year. So I said, cool, can I, help analyze that and maybe see if I can't present you with some different options? And they said, sure. So we jumped in and built them a TCA. And do you want me to just jump right into that, or?
Yeah, before I do that, if anyone has questions, put it down below, but I just want to emphasize the importance of borrower intelligence so that you know who's most likely to be ready for a loan. Clearly, if someone did an inquiry with someone else, they're ready for a loan. They're shopping. And with Sales Boomerang, they are the fastest alerts. Speed to lead matters. Hours matter at this point. And so quickly, the fastest mortgage inquiry alert in the mortgage business alerted Drake. Anyone listening to this, it's important that the minute you get alerts like this, you're on the phone, you're calling. Every hour matters. If you have a team, have someone on your team responsible for getting those loans, because every lead, every loan matters in today's market. And then what you're going to hear next is how he navigated the conversation. He went from, I'm a loan officer, many loans are now on the runway. So go ahead.
Yeah. So what they were interested in there was a cash out refinance. And the lender that they had spoken to was, offering them a 30-year fixed rate in the 5s and, something like, gosh, $90,000 total cash out, which wasn't going to quite get them where they wanted to be anyway, but they just said, let's just get what we can and move forward. So I took that and I said, well, look, you're on a great rate right now. So their current, I built the TCA and I built option 1. I showed them their current loan. And I said, also, look, let's, are you sure you need?
I'm going to pull up the TCA real quick, just so y'all can see what Drake put together. And again, he's got his picture. So he's branding himself the way he wants. He's got his company logo. And go ahead and, walk us through what you propose to the client.
Yeah. So, I just like to talk to everybody about, of course, all the options. And sometimes though, the best option doesn't include me, right? But I'm still going to present them with that so that I add value. And at some point, obviously, if we add value to people, they're going to come back to us and work with us. So anyway, I showed them their current loan just so they could see what they're moving from and potentially to. So compare their first option to just taking their current loan and then adding a home equity line to it. So that's the second option from the left there. So I've shown that just said, we're not going to do anything with your first mortgage because it's great. And here's the option for HELOC. Cool. Looks like we can get you about 276,000. Obviously, the upside of that is that you get to keep your current loan. The downside of that is that you have 275,000. That's an adjustable home equity line, right? So that's that option. So then I said the next option. I said, well, what's up? I know that your other lender is showing you a 30-year fix, and they're getting you about $90,000. Why don't we try another option where we look at a 10-1 arm, and then we get you some more money, right? It's at a higher rate than you're at now, but it's still more than a half. I think it was about 0.75% lower than the other lender was quoting them. And it was, $70,000, $80,000 more in cash out. So that's option 3. And then I said, the option 4 is, it's the same as option 3, but then when we're done with our cash out refi, we're also going to go get you a HELOC on top of it so that you can get even more money, because their goal is to buy $1 million worth of nightly rentals by the end of this year.
Oh, wow.
So, and the reason for that, which is why I think this turned into such a powerful interchange, was that their accountant had educated them that if they, because of the way the 2017 Tax Cut and Jobs Act was written, if you have material participation in nightly rentals, you can take 100% bonus depreciation in the year you acquire those. So this is a 2-physician family, right? Husband and wife are both doctors. Well, husband's a doctor, wife is a pharmacist, right? And so what their CPA has educated them on is, now she is going to quit her job and become a real estate agent and investor to take advantage of all the powerful tax deductions and wealth building opportunities in real estate. And so think about that. That's a more powerful move for her than using the degree she spent hundreds of thousands of dollars in 8 years getting.
Wow.
So she, go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead. Go ahead, keep going.
Yeah, so she's leaving her, guaranteed W-2 career, several $100,000 job to become a real estate agent and a property investor so that they can take advantage of these powerful strategies. And so we started down the path, and they, I presented them with these options. They said, cool, let's do option 4, right? We'll just do the cash out refi, but then we'll go get a HELOC after we're done. And I said, great, let's get going. So then they sent me their, and as we're having these discussions, I said, man, your CPA sounds like an amazing person. I need to get to know this guy. Can you make an introduction? So she puts me on an introduction to their CPA. And meanwhile, their tax returns come in, and I'm looking over their tax returns, and I look at their Schedule C, and they've also shown on their Schedule C that they're doing nightly, bought an RV, and they're doing nightly rentals on their RV. So in other words, they're like Airbnb, I think it's outdoorsy.com or something like that. They bought a $70,000 RV, they're nightly renting it, and they depreciated the entire thing on their tax returns. So I'm like, I have to meet this CPA. So she put me in touch, and I was able to schedule a call with him, and we just got on the same page, and clearly the same philosophy of like, let's lead borrowers down the path of helping them build their wealth and their lifestyle, right? Being intentional about those things. So then had a great conversation with the CPA. He connected me with his estate attorney. And so it's just like spiderwebbing out into all these great connections of professionals and clients that are intentional about building wealth and using real estate and leverage as a vehicle to do that.
So to think about this, guys, first of all, who Drake is from the inside out. He cares about families. He cares beyond the transaction. He has trained himself how to be a mortgage coach. He's done over 1,000 total cost analysis. When the opportunity comes, he knows how to vision cast mortgage strategies. And because of who he was, he is this grandmaster at mortgage coach, because he has a Sales Boomerang powered CRM. He got alert. It was a loan lost. that he gained. And now think about this, guys. Not only does he have multiple opportunities to help this family by the end of the year, like he's turned no loans into 2, 3, maybe more loans, but he's also got, because of who he was, the tools that he's using, he's got a referral and a conversation going with the CPA. It sounds like multiple advisors are going to come out of this. So this one sales boomerang alert is, could become 20 plus loans a year. Could become lots of extra loans a year. But again, Drake had to be a mortgage coach. Like if he just would have got the alert and he wasn't able to vision cast this mortgage strategy, how to build wealth with real estate, it would have been a transaction. And these people would have been out shopping for the next transaction. But because he was more than a loan officer, big win here. So if you have questions, put them down below. Drake, in closing thoughts, 2 questions. One, is there anything else you want to close out on this story and strategy? And then 2, I would love, as a leader, speak to the mortgage coach community with any advice you have in today's market. So first of all, anything else on this particular story and strategy?
Well, I don't know if I communicated it clearly, but this client, the wife of the couple who's a pharmacist, is quitting her job to invest in real estate, but she's also just got her real estate license. So now she's going to be a realtor as well.
So boom, so you got a realtor referral to a new realtor partner.
As well.
You did communicate that clearly. I just didn't call it out.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the only other thing about this. But just going into it, like maybe I can help you, maybe I can't, but I'm going to help. My goal is to give you advice either way, right? That's a powerful mindset, I think.
No borrower left behind philosophy, mantra. And so you got a realtor, multiple financial advisors, multiple loans. Now let's ask this question another way. What kind of production did you do last year? What was your volume?
Just under 70 million, I think.
70. How do you think you're faring this year so far? What do you think you'll end up with?
35, about 35, 36 right now.
So still fantastic production. So as a top producer, what advice do you have to any loan officers that are tuned into this, whether they're brand new in the business or they're seasoned? Any advice, any closing thoughts you have for folks?
Learn mortgage coach, learn strategy. I just got my CMPS from Jabron Nicholas and Momentify, and I was like smiling the entire class. I was learning stuff, and after being in the mortgage business for 17 years, I learned multiple new things and strategies from that. So I thought that was really valuable, and it just opens up your idea for different strategies. Learn about taxes, learn about leverage in different ways, and then just go into each transaction. Especially right now, there's a lot of borrowers that you're not going to be able to help in this moment, but if you can give them advice and teach them strategies on building wealth, there'll be a moment where you can help them and they'll come back to you. Beautiful.
So guys, be the captain of the wealth team. If you have not read my 2022 halftime report that I co-authored with Kristen Mesterly, I'm going to put a link down below. I'm also going to put a link to Drake's TCA sample so that you have that as kind of a learning tool. Plus, I interviewed him several months ago, but it was another example where a sales boomerang alert got him on the phone call where someone had called a big bank, and he changed the family's story. Like the mortgage strategy that he delivered that family, assuming that they follow through with the advice and the decision, will mean millions of dollars in increased net worth. So I'll put a link down below. Bro, you are a fantastic example of a grandmaster mortgage coach. Thanks for forwarding this to me. Remember, everybody out there listening, I'm a full-time innovation officer now. So I'm looking for stories that we can then turn into training content to help loan officers like you. If you're a manager, we want to help train your loan officers how to be mortgage coaches, how to be mortgage advisors. And one last thing that Drake said that I want to make sure you guys all heard, he called the alert. Like if you have a borrower intelligence platform, it could have been a move up, like cash out alerts right now, guys. Those are potentially move up opportunities, because those are people that, depending on how you set the criteria for the cash out, they have good enough credit, they have equity. And anybody that's got equity and good credit could be a move up candidate, and or could be a move down, like right size their home candidate. So just remember, these alerts are like solid gold. Make sure you call them. Drake, you're the man, bro. I know you got to get on the road for a family trip. Thanks for pouring into this community.
My pleasure. Take care.
Take care, everybody. If you got value, give this a like, share it with your mortgage friends. Make sure you subscribe to the Mortgage Coach YouTube channel, and make sure you're watching at least one Mortgage Coach video every single week. Take care, everybody.